good people, and welcome back to another sit down. It's Wednesday. Let's chit chat. Let's encourage each other. Let's just get through this thing called life. So, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for choosing me all the time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for continuing being the person that you are. Ngiyabonga. And if it's your first time seeing this video, or even realizing, damn, she has a channel, how about you subscribe? And if it's your first time seeing this, hey, we are a loving family here. We encourage each other. We grow with each other. We want to see each other do good in life. So welcome. How about you hit that subscribe button and hit that like so we can grow and have more to talk about and more to do. Anyway, today it's another sit down. I come to you guys with questions. I come to you guys with things about me that you don't know and things like that. But I figured today, let's do something different. Let's sit down and encourage each other. Let's sit down and have a conversation that we can leave this video feeling filled, feeling like you were at a low when you started watching the video. Maybe at the end you are at a better place. And the reason I had decided to have a sit down with you guys is that whether I'm on TikTok or Instagram or even here on this channel, a lot of the times people express things that they're going through. People express things that they would like some advice on. And I feel like, and people are going through the most. So I felt like, listen, let's just sit down and encourage each other and just have a conversation where it's not always about, hey, what's my favorite color? You know, like let's have a serious conversation about life. And the biggest thing that everyone is going through is job loss and going through life while you've had to study and do all these things, and yet you can't find work. So it's people not working, it's people not finding work. So that's what I would like to talk to us about today. So if you feel like this is something you would like to partake in and hear more about, and where this is going, basically, please stay tuned. Let's have a conversation. Now, a lot of people always write to me and they always express how they've been looking for work and they can't find any work, or they've been losing work, they've lost work and are struggling to get back on their feet, or it's always around work. And South Africa being one of the places with the highest unemployment rate, noma kanjani, you will find someone in your life that is not working, or find someone in your life who just lost work, and find someone in your life who's just going through it when it comes to work. And even those that are working are struggling with people that are just mean-spirited at work or underpaid. There's companies that don't want to pay at all. So I figured today I would like to encourage you. If you had lost your job, if you just finished varsity, let's say you're the first in your family and you thought everything was going to be easy, you were just going to finish varsity and find work and everything was going to be like la 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 hadida yabo impilo izoba mnandi, and you find that in reality that is not the case. I want to encourage you not to give up. That's what this is about. There's nothing else to it. I just want to encourage you not to give up. Impilo is difficult for everybody. You're not the only person going through it. And I know that sometimes it sounds cliche when people say, wait. But you are not the only person going through what you're going through. And sometimes it helps to hear that you're not the only person, so that it reminds you, Guti, okay, it's a norm, but this is not my norm. I need to work a bit harder. I need to do something different. And yeah, man. So the effects of life right now, people losing their jobs, people are not working. It's becoming a norm. It's becoming a norm. in my life, Mina, it's so bad where I'm just like, this is not normal. It shouldn't be like this. All these people have done enough in their lives to make sure that they go study, they do everything they need to do, but why are they not working? And that's what I want to talk about. So Guti, you're not the only one. A lot of people are going through it, but it's how you come out of it and how you deal with the situation at that time as you're facing it that matters. So you're at home, you're chilling, you wake up, you do, of course, if you stay at home with your parents, you have house chores and all those things. And then what after that? Create something for yourself. And I know it's easy to say that, to say create something for yourself with what, but try and have yourself in a positive mindset. I've gone through it. I've lost work. I've had a full year where I was sitting at home not doing anything, but I had to create a positive mindset where I was like, this is not going to end me. This is not going to be my life. I refuse. Therefore, what is it that I'm going to do moving forward? What narrative do I want for my life? Do I want a narrative of, oh, I feel sorry for myself, angisebenzi, oh, another non-working actress, or do I stand up and actually see where I went wrong in terms of what should I have done when I had that time and how can I fix it? So I know many, it may look like, so I have notes down because sometimes I lose my train of thoughts. It may look like it's going nowhere, but show up to your best even in the mundane things. So it might look like your life right now is not going anywhere. You're at home, you're doing the same thing over and over. You might become the laughing stock of the people around you, because one thing about people, they would laugh at the most stupid things. It might make them happy that you're at home sitting and not working. They might say things like, the one thing people like saying, I've heard people say, right? You might be hearing such things. Don't let such things discourage you from who you would like to see yourself as in the future. This is the time for you to meditate on who you would like to be. This is the time for you to work extra hard. I always say the time when everyone goes to sleep is the time where you should be waking up and actually working even more. Because once everyone wakes up, they need a piece of you all the time. You giving yourself to everyone else. You need to set aside a time, even if it means for an hour or 2 hours, where it's just for you. And during the time, you do things that you want to do. If it means that is your praying time, that is your praying time. If it means that's the time you call on someone to get more advice on how to move forward, that is the time for yourself. So even the smallest things, even the things that you feel are mundane, those things are very important. And so how I started in the industry, I didn't start in the industry as an actress. I started in the industry as a secretary. A lady was pregnant and she was going to give birth, and for those 3 months they needed someone, and I started as a secretary. I had a whole degree. I could have had this whole thing of me degree. There's no way no, I didn't have that. You need to find even the most mundane things, even the things where you think they're not for you, do them. Because when I started in that job, I never looked back. So when the lady came back, they then moved me to the office. I became the production assistant. Because they knew how hard I worked, even though I didn't study. Angazi lutho nge-secretary job, but I did the best I could do. Lalela, you didn't have to call me twice. I was up and down. I used to go to sleep tired as hell. I remember it was so bad that you would phone me on my cell phone and I'll answer my cell phone as how I would answer myself for the phone at work. I remember my sisters, my family laughing at me. It was that bad. Because I would eat, sleep that job. Do you understand? So it might look mundane to someone else, but to me it was everything. To me, I was being a secretary in a place that does exactly what I'm looking to do. So it was a production house, a house that does television work and things like that. So in my mind, I was like, right now I might be this, but I want people to see that I do work hard. And if there's another opportunity, they must call me again. And that's exactly what happened. So from there onwards, I worked as production assistant until eventually I was production coordinator. And because also this company would co-work with other companies in productions, those other companies would see how hard I work in those productions that they have collaborated on. And from there, they hired me for something else. So I ended up being production coordinator until eventually I decided I started acting. I want to act. Then I started doing the acting auditions and things like that. Now, it made it a bit easier because, as I said, companies collaborate with each other. They do different work with each other, and so they kind of knew of me. So when I did auditions, I wasn't like a very new face to them. They kind of knew of me even though I hadn't acted, but they knew who I was. So something might look mundane to you, but it's actually something that will help you grow and help you and help open that big door that you need to be opened. Whether you're in IT, whether you're in, doesn't matter. Mina, I have worked as a store manager. I have worked as a tailor. Guys, you need to hustle for yourself. It's very difficult. But this goes especially to the people with degrees, to the young ones with degrees. I know you come out and you think, Jamina, I have a degree, I'm not doing it. Lalela, we all had to start somewhere with our degrees. But you starting somewhere, you starting small doesn't mean that's where you end. That means you gotta use that money to to pay for things like transportation to your next interview. Start somewhere. Don't wait for someone to come to you. Hamba, you working at Mr. Price, you working at Foshini with your degree doesn't mean that's the end for you. The fact that you were clever enough, the fact that you see value in yourself enough to go and study and get yourself a degree, get yourself a diploma, whatever you have in your hand, a certificate, that means you love yourself enough to get yourself out of this job that you have right now. It means that that's not your beginning or your ending, but it's just that's where you're starting. It's literally just your beginning. That's your pocket money for the things that you need. That's pocket money that will get you to where you need to be. Lalela, one thing about being in the darkness, it looks like a monster. You know, when you're going through the most, when you're going through something, it feels so dark, it feels so scary, it consumes you, it takes over your life, it takes over your brain. Like, you don't see the light out of it. Even if you do, I'm a very positive person. I think positivity when I think. And even when I'm going through something, I always try and say, so I'm solution driven. I'm solution driven. So even when I'm going through something, I want to see the solution. But there are times where you're going through it and you can't see the end of it, or at the end of the tunnel. We also go to the reason for that is that darkness makes things look like monsters. Darkness makes things look like there's no way out. Step out. Step out. Do one small step for yourself. Just step out, kancane, and you'll see how small that situation you're facing right now is. Because right now it's consuming you. It's making you feel and think like, I'm going through the most. There's nothing that can change this life. I would suggest one step out and just look at the situation. Look at it and you find that it's actually not as scary as it is. Right now, it feels like the end of the world. You are not working, kunzima. And I'm concentrating mostly on working because that's one of the biggest things that I keep on getting. And I keep on seeing around me people losing their jobs, people not working, people not getting opportunities. And I keep also, in this specific sit down, I'm talking about that mostly. So you not working feels like the end of the world. Just step out, take a break, and look at how far you've come in life. Excuse me. Look at how far you've come in life. Look at where you are. Look at how far God has taken you. How far your ancestors have taken you. How far whoever you believe in has taken you. You have food. You have a roof over your head. You are able to still dream. You are able to still wish and see yourself driving that car, staying in that house, staying in that neighborhood, doing all the things. You still have a dream. The fact that you still dream and see yourself doing better than what you're doing today, that is big on its own. So step out of the darkness and see the positive in that darkness. So if you can see the positive things that are happening in your life in that darkness you're going through, always would see there's nothing that can stop you. Stop allowing darkness to consume you. And I'm speaking from experience. So I'm not just speaking about things that I'm like, hey, I think. No. There were times in life where I just, opening the windows, opening the curtains was the biggest thing ever. And I love fresh air and having, I'm not a summer person, but I like the sun coming into the house. Like I need lights, I need air, the breeze to come through the house. That to me means life. But I've gone through life where I didn't want to get out of bed, where I didn't want these curtains to open. And where you don't see the light, you don't see nothing. I've been through that. But I also had to realize what I'm allowing darkness to scare me. I'm allowing this monster, which is darkness, to take charge of my life. What would happen if I were to just dream? One day wake up, open the curtains, open the door, let the fresh air come in, take a shower, eat, and actually think about where I would like to see myself and how will I get there? Because if this door is closing, what other door can I open? What window can I open for myself? So yes, the darkness, it might look like the monster to you right now, but believe you me, in the light, I know amandla. In the light, it looks like a curtain. I hope you understand. Whatever situation you are going through, in the darkness, it looks like a monster. If you stay in that darkness, it looks like it's a monster. It will attack you, it will take over your life. But in actual fact, when you step out into the light, it's just a curtain that needs to be opened and let light in. Just remember that things look very scary in the darkness, but in the light, they're not. Puma during the day, you're not as scared as you would have been when you were walking around at night. Believe in yourself. You've gone this far, you've come this far. Whatever situation you're going through, you can get through it. And you don't have to go through it by yourself. Kneel down and pray. Kneel down and pray. Whether you were raised to pray or not, create something new for yourself. You are a grown human being. Create something new for yourself. Have your own relationship with your God. One thing about an enemy, when an enemy cannot kill you, it will weigh you down. When an enemy sees that you are about to grow, the devil will be like, let's see if you get that job. But I can't kill her or him. Therefore, they're not going to get the job. And by not getting the job, They're going to lose every hope they ever had. They're going to lose everything. They're just going to feel sorry for themselves and stay in the darkness and see a basic curtain as a monster. Do not allow the enemy to win and take over your life. Tandaza. Tandaza. Create your own reality. Create your own lane that makes you happy. And also remember your own pace. Don't look at your neighbor. Don't look at your neighbor and think, oh my gosh, my neighbor is the same age as me, is the same age as this and that, and yet they're doing this and this. Look at your lane, your pace, and do you. Quitting is not an option. Quitting in this life is not an option, and life is not easy. So when I say quitting is not an option, it's not just that, oh no, quitting, I go to in life is not easy, and you only learn this by growing. I also see that I also see that my followers and people that watch my videos, you guys are from 18 to 24. So in your early 20s, you might not have experienced some of the things I'm talking about, but believe you me, life gets difficult. There's certain stages in life where it just does a U-turn on you, like what's happening? But in early 20s, life is still nice. You get to your late 20s, life just does something to you. You get a different kind of growth at that age. And you think you have it all figured out, and then you get to 30s, early 30s, and it does another different turn, and you get another kind of growth, and it's just like what is happening? And then you think, hey, I've got this, I've figured it out, and then you get to your late 30s. So isigaba sempilo, every step, I won't say decade, I feel like every 5th year or 6th year or something, life changes. It teaches you something new. So isigaba nesigaba sempilo, it teaches you something new. Early 20s, life is nice. Late 20s, something different. You learn something different about yourself and about life. Early 30s, you learn something different about yourself and about life. And then late 30s, something different about yourself and about life. And yabona, once you hit the late 30s, that's when you really you get to the I don't care phase. Because I'm literally at the I don't care. Like, I'm not bothered by anything. I don't care. Like, Agnandaba. And then 40s, I'm not in the late 40s, but I feel like that's when you really are 100% comfortable with who you are. It's more like it is what it is. But I'm not in my 40s yet, so I can't really speak on that. So when I say to you, quitting is not an option, I want you to understand what I mean. I mean that life will throw rocks at you, will throw everything it has at you. It will knock you down. Sometimes you'll be able to get up. Sometimes it will knock you down and you stay down longer than you expected to stay down. But one thing you need to tell yourself, Uguti, for me to get where I want to get, for me to have the life that I want for myself, I will use every single opportunity that is given to me. I will use every strength that I have. I will use anything. I will crawl out of it, because I will not quit on myself. I will not quit on who I want to be, on what kind of life I want for myself. So quitting is not an option. Quitting is not an option. Lalela, when I say to you, you will crawl out of your situation, crawl out of it without saying anything. But for you, do everything you have for you. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you're not killing anyone. If it's for you, do it. My last thing, as much as my channel is not a preaching channel, I'm not here to preach or anything, and I think to understand a bit more why I said that, go back to my old videos. I talk a lot about how I'm not a Christian. I was not raised a Christian. Christians don't believe in ancestors and things like that. I believe in ancestors, but also I was raised to have a relationship with God. So I have a relationship with God, and I'm a big believer of fasting. I'm a big believer of praying, of knowing God. Yeah, but my favorite scripture is, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and the future. And it carries on and carries on. That's my favorite scripture. I've known the scripture since 2009. That's the first time I got introduced to it, and I fell in love with it. And it reminds me all the time when things are really going bad. It reminds me, God say, you see, you think this life is yours, but it's not. I have plans for myself, but God has different plans for me. He knows the plans He has for me. I might think I know the plans I have for myself. Now I might pray and kneel down and pray and ask Him and remind Him, yes, I know you have plans for me, but I also have plans for myself. If they are not harming anyone or anything, can they also be included in your plans? Oh, I talk to God like that. Can they also be included in the plans you have for me? The reason I'm saying this is not a channel where we are preaching or anything, it's just that I also talk about God a lot because I believe in Him. Every move I take, everything I do, I believe in Him. I might be doing something you don't agree with, but He does. I'm His child. And if it's wrong, He will talk to me. Yabo. So that my last thing is that kneel down and pray. If you are going through it right now, if you are in and out of hospital, if your man is cheating on you, if your wife is cheating on you, if life does not look like life, if you're sitting at home and you feel like you want to end it, this is it, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't see where life is going, please pray. Before you think of anything else, please pray. Kneel down, pray, talk to Him. Whether you are shouting, whether you are asking, whether you are begging, whether you are apologizing, pray. Yes, it's nice to go out and talk to your friends and family and get advice from them, but the best advice you can get for yourself is from God. So I'm not trying to be preachy, I'm not trying to be anything, but one thing, if even in real life, one thing you'll hear from me is pray. Because there's nothing much I can tell you other than pray. Talk to Him. Talk to God. That job you're looking for, have you ever fasted in your life? Try and fast and see where it goes. Fast. Pray. Don't give up on yourself. You are worth it. Life is worth it. Yes, things are difficult right now. Yes, things are not looking the way they need to look right now, but you are worth it. You're not on this earth by mistake. You're here for a reason, and find your reason. You are here for a reason. You are loved. There are people on this earth that love you. Yes, things might look bad. You are loved. And you should love yourself. It needs to come within first. Umsebenzi, you're not the only one who's going through it. We all are. Everybody is. People are. Even those that are working, they facing the most emsebenzini. Because class will corner my demoni. Hey, but I'm a patana emsebenzini. Yes, here's what corner my demon. But don't forget yourself. Don't forget to fight for yourself. And don't forget, Uti, that monster that you're working with is just a curtain. Munga qina. Qina. Qina emthandazweni. Yabo lo muntu okuphethe kakhulu ngomsebenzini. Umbona njengamanje monster. But once you are qina emthandazweni, uzobona ukuthi ikhethini leli mengalivula ngithi ngene sunlight. Ngene sunshine. So guys, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I felt like doing questions and things like that. Today is not the day. Let's motivate each other. Let's move forward, motivating each other. Life is difficult for everybody. Pela, we bath, we wash, we clean ourselves, and we wake up and we soldier on. But every single human being is going through the most. People are losing parents, people are losing siblings, people are losing children, but they wake up and fight for themselves. So don't sit around, don't sit down waiting for someone to come and hand you something. Fight for yourself. Even if it means we all started in retail, but we were strategic about why we're starting in retail. We're not just starting in retail just because. We're starting there because we want to get money to be able to get Ubers and taxis to wherever work is. Yes, it's handy. No one will love you like you love yourself. That is one thing I've learned in life. Love you more than anything on this earth, because no one will ever love and protect you like you would love and protect yourself. So for this Thursday, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Share with your family and friends. We will grow and we will have even more beautiful conversations to talk about and motivating each other. I really love it when we all win. When everyone wins in life, it's such a beautiful thing. I love it. There's nothing I love more than that. Even good friend group, I love it when people win. It mustn't be just one person. So let's grow. Nginithanda kakhulu. Ngiyanithanda, ngiyakuthanda matandana wami Dr. Lilingani. Okay, bye-bye guys.